Madara Uchiha was a man who only wanted peace after losing all of his brothers in battle and kept fighting the long battle with the Senju clan with Hashirama and Tobirama. Madara was really getting tired of this world. Madara and Hashirama met each other without their last names being present. They enjoyed each other's company. They both trained and skipped stones. One day they came to an understanding and an agreement with each other about how they both want to build a better world, and for shinobi to no longer go to war, no longer forcing children to go out to risk their own lives. There will be a ranking system depending on your battle strength, so not everyone will be forced to go to battle. Everything was going well between them until there was a fight between both their families. Madara wanted to protect his last remaining brother, Izuna Uchiha, and to protect that last remaining brother of his, he had to cut ties and his friendship off with Hashirama. Hashirama tried to convince him to come to an understanding that we should not give up on our dreams, but Madara believed their friendship was not worth it. It was not meant to be, because Madara doesn't want to risk losing his last brother, and for that, he had to cut ties with Hashirama in that exact moment. Madara awakened his Sharingan in front of everyone, and after that day, they both kept fighting to their teens and adult years, till one day Madara finally fell and hit the ground, and Hashirama reminded him about their dreams together to stop fighting so we can make it into a reality, a better world for shinobi. Madara couldn't accept, since Tobirama ended up killing Izuna anyway. His last brother, Madara could not protect. After losing his last brother Izuna, the one he couldn't protect, Madara took his brother's eyes and unlocked the internal Mangekyo Sharingan, but that power was still not enough to defeat Hashirama. Hashirama had enough of fighting. Madara gave him two options to stop the war. Either kill yourself or kill your little brother, Tobirama. Hashirama smiled and told him, "Thank you for giving me an option to not kill my brother. You are truly kind, Madara." Hashirama respectfully was going to commit suicide to end this conflict once and for all, and he told the Senju, "After my death, there will be no more conflict with the Uchiha. It's over after I die." Madara remembered when they were skipping stones together, and he stopped Hashirama in a heartbeat from killing himself. He told him, "I've seen inside your true feelings." They both made peace with each other, and started to finally build their dream village from when they talked about when they were kids. Hashirama smiles and says our dream is becoming a reality, and other clans want to join us. Madara at first found peace, but Madara felt uncomfortable when he's around Tobirama. How can you just forgive and forget a person who killed your last brother? Madara's feelings was quite understandable. Hashirama, after making peace with the Uchiha, he acted like nothing ever happened, but Madara didn't. His pain was still there. He overheard both Hashirama and Tobirama talking about how the Uchiha clan, the greater their hate, the greater their powers, and it wasn't a good idea to make Madara the first Hokage. That was Hashirama's original plan. Hashirama wanted to make him the first Hokage after everything Madara has been through, and just think the whole village is your new family now. But Tobirama rejected that whole idea. Madara had left the village after their conversation. Madara and Hashirama had a private conversation. Hashirama didn't want him to leave after everything they've been working towards. But Madara had a plan, dreams of a far future, he said. Madara was planning something Hashirama knew nothing of. Madara eventually came back to destroy the Hidden Leaf Village after using his Sharingan powers to control and maintain the Nine-Tailed Fox spirit. As proof, Madara is here for business to destroy everything with his hatred. Hashirama wasn't going to allow that, and they both ended up fighting for 24 hours. Hashirama was able to stab Madara in the back and told him, "Thee, my friend, or a family member, or even my own child, whomever harms the village or threatens it, will die." Hashirama called it his village now, and not ours anymore. Madara had to be cut out of the picture entirely. Madara fell and died, and Hashirama continued to be the first Hokage. Now let's take a look at Madara Uchiha's character. He fought in war his whole life, but finally made peace with the Senju. Hashirama, his mortal enemy and friend, and Hashirama's brother killed Madara's brother. His hatred grew even more. Madara was consumed by hatred from the cycle of hatred within the Uchiha clan. Once they lose something they love, they're more sensitive to anger and frustration. Hashirama also experienced loss and pain, and he was very upset with that situation as well. He understands that pain, but his emotions and his blood did not take over his mind. With vendetta, Madara wanted to kill everyone with his hatred. He didn't even try to have an understanding for years. Madara eventually left the village after realizing his clan abandoned him. Nobody would listen to Madara, which makes perfect sense. After making peace with the Senju, and after having an agreement to live within the Hidden Leaf Village, why would you want to go back to conflict? It's completely understandable why everyone rejected Madara in the first place. Madara eventually left the village to form his new ideal world. Madara was a person who understood how human beings reacted. Human beings desire peace, but on the other hand, they crave conflict as well. And if we stop craving violence, people would stop being people. It's in our nature. In order to protect something you love, something else needs to be sacrificed. Madara's whole ideology comes from his experience with war. Madara was also a huge badass when it comes to fighting and taijutsu in general. His years of experience made him into the legend he was. When it comes to power, Madara Uchiha's name itself is power. But the most important lesson Madara has learned during his years of fighting, hatred will always be spread, and human beings will always find a reason to go back to war and conflict, even if peace was made. That peace will be short-lived until human beings desire to go back to war. That's why his ideal of Project Tsukinome took its place. Human beings will always find reasons to keep fighting over and over again. Madara just did what he believed in. From the sage tablet left by the sage of Six Paths himself, he thought it was a cure to save humanity. Madara Uchiha is a character that had built up ever since the Naruto vs Sasuke battle. That statue on the left was Madara the entire time, but we never knew, and Madara definitely delivered the hype that was given to him. Madara was a badass fighter. His taijutsu was out of this world. Madara's blue Susanoo was the only one that we hear roar. He truly was an impressive warrior, feared by many and all. He took the 5 Kage down with no problem at all. He also was toying with them, giving them a choice for his wood-style clones to use the Susanoo or not. Madara lives to fight in battle. Even if he wants the fighting to end, he still gets enjoyment in battle. The legend also took on all the Tail Beasts at once. It took him only a few seconds to put all the Tail Beasts into the Gato statue, while it took the Akatsuki years to get. Madara also can fight with no eyes at all and relied on his battle instincts instead. Personally, in my opinion, after that power is unlocked, it just stays in your system, your body. When I really think about Madara as a whole character, he comes off as someone who is an impressive badass, but I feel like a lot of people sympathize with both Pain and Obito more because there were reasons to really be emotionally attached to them. We all can understand the character Madara and what his motivations and goals were, but I completely understand why people don't rank Madara above the other two. Madara is a character you want to root for to win the battle, but not a character you're mostly meant to be emotionally attached to. And I think that was done on purpose. He's a character you're supposed to understand, not feel sorry for. Because besides getting Madara's history, war, backstory, Madara's mostly here for the ride of fighting. And that's really it, to be honest. I really love Madara. He's a badass, he has a great backstory about why he became the person of what he was because of the war, his ideology is strong. Madara is sometimes a character everyone underlooks. I see a lot of people praise him as a character who only had hype, and he lived up and delivered all the hype that was given to him. He had an understandable backstory that justified his whole character, but I can't blame people who don't feel personally connected to the character that is Madara Uchiha. Some people like villains just for being a badass, while some villains have more depth to them. Madara definitely does have detail and a good ideology to back him up with, but I think the criticisms to his character is very fair. Madara also gave us some of the best speeches in all of Naruto, especially the one where he met Obito. The longer you live in this world, you will grow to know there is only pain and suffering that only awaits you. Whenever there is light, there will be shadows there as well. Not the direct quote, but you get what I mean. And I'm going to be honest, Madara had some of the best speeches within all of Naruto, but he's not a perfect character. There's plenty of people who don't even find Madara interesting at all. I do believe Madara will always be remembered as the badass shinobi who whooped everyone's ass, and not a deep ideology character like Pain. And people who prefer and like Obito over Madara because they found Obito just more relatable and realistic, while others look at Madara like he was just a cool character that lived up to the hype and that is it. But please let me know, what do you think about Madara Uchiha? Did he live up to the hype? Did you love him as much as Pain and Obito? I'm DLX, subscribe if you want, and stay ninja weird, and have a good night. Bye.